Can you imagine yourself without any money in your pockets? Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about my labor experience. My name is Walter Salazar, as you know. My first job, it was in a small clinic located in Antiguo Cuscatlan, the capital of El Salvador. The area was a peaceful area with no gangster, with no bad people. It was pretty peaceful. The technologies in that clinic is pretty in advance. We were having computers in each of the sections of the clinic. For example, in that area where you see in the picture is the nursing area. There were the people which I was working with. They are nurse, and there is a person who's from a college who was practicing at that time. The hard work. It was my place where I was working. For example, taking the blood pressure. There were 4 people working in that place, and we were getting almost 100 people in the morning and 100 people in the afternoon. I was working during the morning time, a part-time. And you know, in the morning is the most important time for the jobs that you get most people. There were actually in that picture, they were making some material. We were having a little bit of free time. And they were making some material for the people, for the people who were coming in the afternoon. These guys were here. They are some volunteers that were working at that time at the clinic, helping us to do our job. Not really to do our job, but we were getting, at that time, it was in January, where we were getting more people, and they were helping us during that time. In our free time, what we did in our free time? In our free time, we were making some parties, like birthday celebrations. The place where I was working, they made the birthdays for each of the personnel who was working there. For example, they celebrated my birthday, that it was on January 25th, and I was working at that time in that place. And it's such a nice place because everybody is very friendly, is very close to each other. So I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to work in that place. My second part of my life, and I think it's the most important for me, is volunteering. I was a volunteer in the Salvadorian Red Cross, and this picture actually was from Honduras. It was in Comayagüela. And you know what? I was 4 blocks far from where Ana Castro lives. She lives in Comayagüela, and I was there for a camp. It was on August, 1 year before I came here. And it was such a nice experience. These pictures are some of community jobs that we do in the Salvadorian Red Cross. For example, the first picture is doing some surveys to our communities, like HIV, like disasters, or asking them what they need so we can get some help from some companies to help them to improve the community. Also, it was in Honduras, like visiting some communities in Honduras. We were seeking the needs of them. In time of disasters, here is a picture of example. We were in Honduras giving some suppliers for the people who lost almost everything in their houses in a disaster that they had. And we were visiting some communities. We were having our free time also visiting some beautiful places in Honduras. Of course. Teaching to teach. This is the most important part that I was doing in my country, in the Salvadorian Red Cross. For example, we were visiting some schools that we were teaching them how to avoid the HIV. Also about disasters, we were teaching them how to protect themselves in case of a disaster. We were doing some camps, also in some places in my country. We were having a lot of people, a lot of young people. We were teaching them also the same things as a hobby. We were teaching as a hobby. Also, we were teaching them how to act during a time that they were having some disasters, and if they see somebody on the floor with a lot of blood, what they have to do, like a first aid. How to take some people. This is the most important part that I really like from the Red Cross, that you teach people how to act during emergencies, like how taking people from their houses that they got stuck in a disaster. The hobbies and the funny parts. As you can see in the pictures, in the first one, we are teaching them. Actually, it was from HIV. We were in a camp in the north of the country. We were teaching them the HIV, what is important to know about the topic. In our funny times, you see how dirty they are. So when I started in 2006 to be a volunteer, I was doing the same thing. Like, I was doing the hard job with all of them, and they were teaching me. After in 2008, I was teaching them how to do things, and I was the boss of them. I was making them to get dirty. Also, we were doing some dynamics, that teaching them how to the same thing, the HIV, and also the hard part of them that they have to do. And I would like to end this with some quotes for work. The best way to appreciate your job is to imagine yourself with that one. Also for volunteers, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of